Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Grayman Prepping. It is time for Survival Saturday, and tonight's topic, dealing with youth in difficult situations. So how everybody's doing there? Let me get some more popping in here. So let me look at the thing here and see who all's here. All right, first one in several hours ago was Alicia Autism Mom. Then Walt Rogers, Failing Clan Wolf, Mother Earth Garden Club, and scroll down here, CB at Hugo Homestead. Then Sumi, Geeky Gardens, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, Butch Graves, Michelle. Okay, I'm gonna butcher this last name. I apologize. Chancone? I'm probably doing it. Well, she says she's new and welcome. And then Susan Gallet is here as well. And Tim Fergal's in the house. Hey, how's it going, Tim? All right. This one here was suggested. And when I was making up the calendar and stuff, I forgot to put who suggested it on there. But it's a good one to be talking about. So many times when we're preparing and doing our preps and stuff, we forget that we have to adjust the whole program to include non-adults. So I got a cough here. I had the kids around here and they're screaming and yelling, having a good time, and I was laughing and giggling with them too. And anyway, so I'm getting another cough drop here out if I can get one out. So how do I mean we not what I mean by don't adjust it to non-adults? Well, you got infants, you got toddlers, you got preschoolers, you got elementary schoolers, junior high, high school, pre-adults. And so let's get over here. We're going to talk about some things here because it starts getting into it fairly quickly here. So one of the things to remember, proper planning makes life easier. If you don't plan to include the youth, it's going to make life harder because they're going to have problems. Sometimes their problems act out as a rebellion against what you have set up because they don't understand it because you didn't have proper planning to explain it to them. Others are just too young to understand because you haven't, gotten on board or warned them in any way, shape, or form. So, practical planning builds strength. It builds strength of character, strength of knowledge, and strength of resilience in the youth. Too much protecting is bad. What I mean by this is, that's a delicate, fragile children. I don't want to traumatize them by telling them it's a bad world out there. I don't want to traumatize them by, tell them we got these emergency plans because things might go wrong. People, if you're telling them that the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus, and all these other mythical things are true, you're setting them up to be traumatized anyway. So if you're going to be telling them all the good fairy fluff stuff, you need to be telling them the opposite side too. That not everybody's good. Some people are bad out there, and no matter what you do, they're going to be bad. Disasters happen. It's just the way the world works, and disasters happen by accident, by Mother Nature's cycles, whatever it is. So if you shield them or protect them too much from the world, when the world comes crashing down on them, they're going to go into shock. They're going to have a shock exposure to, oh my God, what's going on? Ah! And they're just, they're just going to be freaking out. Diana 2's here. Yeah. Hey, Denier, how you doing? And so, yeah, and that's one of the things. Making mistakes is a great teacher. My grandsons, I've been watching reels, and I've been talking about this, and I've been watching a lot of them on farm life, where the little kids are out there with their little miniature electric ATVs and stuff, just buzzing around doing stuff. They're on the small ponies and stuff. They're falling off, getting back on. And my grandsons are like, froze. My grandsons are like, I want to do that too. You want to fall off the horse? Yeah, at least I'll be on a horse. I want to be on a horse. Hey, Happy Mac, how's it going? And so, protecting them too much from life is a disservice to them. Sometimes you got to let them get out there, get muddy, and let the billy goat headbutt them back. Death happens. You got to teach about it. I remember when I was young, and I was, let's see, 8, 9, I can't remember the exact age, single digits. My dad's mother passed away. And no one explained what was really going on. They were trying not to hurt our feelings and everything else. And when my younger brother and I got there we all went into the funeral home and said, everything else, it was like, oh, you got to give her a kiss goodbye. And to us, it was like, no, we don't want, she's not dead. No, type thing. We were, just freaking out because they didn't tell us anything about it as little kids. Absolutely the worst thing they could have done for us. And I know it took my brother and I quite a while to get over that, because we woke up having nightmares about it for a year or two afterwards, because they didn't prepare us for someone dying and then making you kiss someone in the coffin. No. So that's one of the things that you need to teach about death. You need to teach it happens. You can talk about goldfish. They die. They have a short life cycle. You go through the whole thing. Goldfish, cats, dogs, and if you have bigger animals, talk about them too. Whether it's a goat, whether it's a horse, whether it's a cow, whether it's sheep, whatever it is, teach about it, and also tell them it happens to people too. We don't live forever. Make sure that they understand it. Now, if we're teaching about death, there are some great tools out there, videos, books, different things that you can use to, depending on the age, to use to get them to understand how life works. Everyone talks about, we got to talk about the birds and bees in their teens. Well, did you talk about life and death when they were 4, 5, 10? That's one of the things too. That's where you got to build on that, where you can do proper planning. So when something happens, they can fall back on that training, the plan about knowledge of, okay, they've talked about this for years, and my parents have, and I know what's going on, and I'm not going to freak out. Hopefully that's what's going through their mind. Now, besides talking about people dying, you got to also let them know that loss hurts. You can't, they should not be buttoned up when something passes away, whether it's a pet, whether it's a loved one, whatever. When death happens, the loss sometimes doesn't come immediate. Sometimes it comes a week later, a couple weeks later. I know with the grandsons, because my wife is still living in California and working there, that when she goes back, The first several days, no big deal. Oh, they think, oh, Grammy's still across the street. She's just not coming over right now. And then when we realize that Grammy's going to be gone for several months, and it's like, and I talked to him a bunch about that. Hey, and my wife does, she goes, hey, I'm going to be leaving, blah, blah, blah. I'll be back later on. But when she does go, sometimes it's a little bit, oh, you meant now? I thought you meant later she was going to leave. And so, yeah, you got to, talk about, how realize loss hurts, even if it's a temporary loss. So when someone dies, you got to, let them, yes, it hurts, but we keep the memories. We talk about the memories, the good times, and try to keep them close to us that way. So they don't stress out, freak out, and have the hard one is the oldest grandson has autism, and he doesn't catch it sometimes. And the last time my wife was here, when she left, the next day he came over, Grammy, looking for Grammy. I was like, no, Grammy went home to California. Where? And trying to get him to understand that, 843 miles away. But it's kind of hard. Procrastinating makes all this worse. Procrastinating, doing the proper planning. Procrastinating, practicing the plans. Procrastinating, telling them about, death and how hurt, it just makes it worse. If you teach them from a younger age, they accept it a lot easier. Some of the channels I watch are farming channels and stuff, and ranch channels, and they talk about how they talk to their kids, letting them know, yes, the cows, the goats, whatever, they don't live as long as we do, and they come and they go. And they talk to them about it when they die, about when they're going to die and stuff. And then when they do harvesting of animals, they get the kids involved at a younger age than most people go, oh, that's bad. Well, no, because the kids are the younger the kid is, the more resilient they are to things. And if you're talking to them about it beforehand, it becomes ingrained with them. If they brought it from early age, being taught this, they know what to expect, and it's not a shock to them. So the important thing, act now. You need to get on it now. Start, if you don't have a plan, start making a plan. You don't know what to teach, look it up, start saving videos on YouTube. Since everybody in here has a channel, whether they use it or not, you have a channel. You can go to you can save a video down at the bottom there. It says, like, you'll have the thumbs up, thumbs down, share, save, and then ... When you hit save, you're creating a folder. You're saving it to your channel, and you can create a folder of saved videos on. And you can save videos on cooking, save videos on chickens, save videos on youth, save videos on horses, whatever. And any video you save, you can save them to those folders. That way, you'll have access to those videos instead of having to look for them as you come across them. You can save them, and they're ready there for you to use when you need to use it. But yeah, you need to work on figuring out what you want to do. If you need to buy a book on it, start checking the reviews on books on teaching youth and helping youth to deal with disasters, emergencies, death, stressful situations, as well as things happening at school. because everyone knows school is not all nice, easy fluff. It's filled with a bunch of mean girls and bullies that are going, that your kids and grandkids are going to have to deal with. So, exactly. I mean, it's like I have a lot of playlists. I have one for Dr. Berg, one for Dr. Paula, one for Arms Family Homestead, one for I got a bunch of channels that I follow, and I got videos saved from them in there. And I got ones on canning, ones on other food preparation, one on dehydrating. I save all these different lists in there. So that's what you can do. And that's just on YouTube. That's not talking about other platforms and other stuff to get information and save it where you can use it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they were taught from a little age, hey, this is what we do. This is where the chicken comes from. We raise the chicks, they grow up, and then we have to harvest them so we have food. And you explain it to them, they understand it. All right, next page here. Okay, it blocked it. It's not showing the whole thing. Dang it. It's supposed to say teaching youth about preparedness. Then it expanded over the slide after I saved it. Anyways, but yeah, you have family nights, different times where you can talk about, just start with basic preparedness. Why is there basic preparedness? Well, hurricanes happen, tornadoes happen, bad weather, bad heavy winters. We get snow and ice. So, and talk about power going out, and then talk about things that happen every flipping year. Don't say, well, we have earthquakes every 5 years here, but so talk about the stuff that happens all the time first. Stuff that they, whether you know or not, they're tuned into. They hear kids at school talking about it. They hear their friends talking about it. They see it on the news when you're watching the news. They pick up on a lot of stuff. So you talk to them about it, so they're not freaking out, seeing tornadoes and stuff, hurricanes, and you're in the tornado or hurricane zone, and you don't talk to them about it. Yeah, they're going to get freaked out about it. I kind of broke this up into groups. I looked at several other experts that have a bunch of letters after their names, and some of them, the ages here, they some of them agree on the ages, some of them change them. So your under fours are probably your most resilient, but they're also the most hard to get them to understand. 1, 2, and 3 year, infants, 1, 2, and 3-year-olds sometimes just don't catch on to things, but sometimes something bad happens, they forget about it fairly quickly. Hence, you give them a swat on the rear end for doing something. The next week, they're doing it again because they forgot about it. Under 9 is another group that you need to be working with the under 9s seriously, starting at 5 or even 4, as far as getting them to understand all the different things, all the possibilities, all the things we talked about on the first slide. Under 13 is the way you start quizzing them, and you start getting information back from them. And then you start talking real life events. What if this happens? How would you feel about that? Get feedback from them. Find out what they're thinking. Work with them on that. Help them understand, help them come to grips, help them to that's what I'm looking for here. Communicate their feelings about stuff and communicate how they think they are going to react. Under 17, they're getting a lot smarter. but there's still things that are going to affect them. There's still going to be some in denial and certain things happening, and it's going to be tough for some of them. Under 21, oh well, yeah. Some say, well, they're adults when they're 18. Depends who you talk to. Some states, a 20-year-old cannot get married without a parent's permission. 20, but they're allowed to vote. They're allowed to drive. They're allowed to serve in the military, but they can't get married without their parents' permission. In some states, very few, but there are some. And so there are going to be things that even a 18, 19, 20-year-old need to be talked about, because you may have been training them all the way up, but don't forget, things change. And their perspective on the world changes. And when their perspective on the world changes, you got to find out what their thoughts are on that, their perspective, and then work in to get the whole training back in. Okay, what happens if your girlfriend gets in a car accident or boyfriend gets in a car accident? That's going to throw them for a loop, because hey, we're young, we're invulnerable, we're the heroes, we're invincible. And then you tell them, well, your boyfriend or girlfriend could get in an accident and die tomorrow. That's an eye-opener for some of them. That's an eye-opener for newlyweds too. So, even though they can be, this, I know we're getting out of scope of youth to adults, but they're still young adults, and there's, things, they need to understand that they're not impervious to life. Hey, Lewis, how's it going? And special needs, there are more and more special needs coming around. I'm not going to harp into the reason of why there are more special needs, other than saying big farm and big food processing are in hand in bed. But yeah, there are more and more special needs youth. Every year, the number is growing percentage-wise. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult dealing with them, getting them to understand. Sometimes their mind picks up on everything instantly. They totally understand it. They just can't communicate it. They don't have physical control. That could be their special needs. Others are having a hard time understanding and connecting point A to point B to make the connection. And so there are books, there are video series out there on dealing with these topics for special needs. Do your research. Find out what you need to know for what your child needs. I know sometimes it's really hard to understand what the child wants to express sometimes. Some more than others. Some are very expressive, but they're still special needs. They don't have a grasp on their emotions, but they understand. I mean, you drop out a bunch of toothpicks, and they go, 347. How does this work? They take a computer apart, put it back together, but they don't have the emotional stability because certain synapses aren't firing to connect the dots for them to understand that. They understand facts, figures, and one thing, but they don't understand emotions, needs, wants, and that. Yeah, some of the now generation coming up here have been so coddled and so brainwashed that they're so sensitive. They freak out over the least little thing, because they never had to go down a metal slide at the playground or get on one of those spinning merry-go-rounds where everybody's spinning as fast as they come flying off it. They're too tender and soft. Oh, you're gonna hurt his feelings. So remember, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. They need to be brought up so the words don't hurt them. Right now, you got so many out there, you say boo, and they go, oh, you hurt my feelings. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. That's why more and more people are going to homeschooling. And I know some people with special needs kids are finding that in the rules and regulations, they can actually get they can do homeschooling and still get all the financial benefits and get a school aide that's assigned to their children to come to the house and help work with the child at the house for 4 hours a day. So, and we're blowing through this fairly quickly. So I knew this was going to be a short one unless certain people came in and wanted to come up here. Just think outside the school program box and think, all right, what can I do to help the youth become stronger? Whether it's my kids, my grandkids, nieces, nephews, whatever. So there's a lot of things that on the subject that we need to consider, and it's not because every child is different, because every child has different experiences. Everybody's going to react a little bit differently. Now, maybe shades of blue, but they're shades of blue, acting a little bit differently. Others are going to be this shade of blue and that shade of red, and another one's going to have this shade of green, that shade of brown, how they react. And you got to understand your kids or grandkids. And if it's your grandkids, you got to work with your kids on your grandkids. Yeah. Let's see, feeling this, yeah. So, yeah, you want to say is, think about all this information, see what you need to do with it. Yes, there are some self-help books. Very few are really good. If you can find one of the good ones, great. There are things you can do to help your kids and grandkids deal with life. The best thing dealing with life, I think, and there was a meme, and I got it saved, the URL for it's not a meme, but a little reel, and it says the best romances involve horses, and it's really cute. And I so wanted to send it to my wife. I figured, she's already said, unless we hit the lottery, we can't get horses. But farm life builds stronger character and stronger kids than city life. That's just a fact. In my junior and senior year, I loved the summers out there. Going out, my dad would get some of the ranchers and stuff to let us, hey, you guys got to go out there and work with them. Cool. We got to go work with the cows and ride horses. We weren't caring about money. We wanted to go out there and ride horses and work the cows. And so that's one of there's just a whole different thing of older mentality that horses work great at. My youngest son, when he was he still 14? Yeah, it was just before he turned 15. He had joined a venture crew, which is co-ed scouts, 14 years of age to 21st birthday. And crew 444 was going to go to Philmont Scout Ranch in New Mexico and do what's called cavalcade, which is they ride horses for the day, camp, break down camp, then the next morning, ride horses for the day, set up camp, and they do that for 9 days. And they go a path all around the scout the scout camp reservation there in New Mexico. Got to rehydrate. Those that didn't see it, this is my new one. I got rid of my my clear plastic one I got from Walmart years ago. This is stainless steel, so it's a little bit healthier. Let's see what's here. Yeah. Critical thinking is, unless you're in an outside organization from schools such as Scouts. So I didn't know about this one. Otherwise, I probably would have gotten both my boys involved in it. Maybe my daughter too, called the Young Marines. They teach critical thinking, history, honor, and all this stuff starting from age 8 up until 18. And hey, Howie, how's it going? But there are several organizations out there like that in teaching, camping, hiking, cooking, mountain climbing, rappelling, firearms safety. They teach critical thinking. Pioneering is a real critical thinking one for Scout, where you have to build stuff of lashing, build a tower, build a catapult, build stuff. You got to think critically on how to do it and stuff. Exactly. Yeah. That was the best times when my dad had time and there was a project. He would show me part of it and goes, all right, figure out the rest. He's like, what? Well, how do we start off? What do we start going through? And basically, you'd have to reteach me the first part because I was just, as most kids are, okay, all right, he's going to do it all for me. Oh crap, I got to do it now, and have to go through a second time to actually get it in the noodle to figure out how to do things. So, yeah, kids that have been taught critical thinking cope with life a lot better, so much better. Kids that are raised with farm animals, are raised in a garden, so much better. Especially in the garden, if they're not just helping in the garden, but they're helping in the garden, but they have this little patch that's all theirs. And you work with them on that, and they learn so much more, and they learn to think, and they go, I saw this going on out there. And you say, well, what do you think is happening? And they try to explain, but I don't know. Can you give me a hint? If they're asking for hints, that's great. They're asking you to tell you everything. Say, no, I'll give you a hint. You figure it out. Yeah. My dad was born in 1930, dawn of the Depression. At age 8, he was running his parents' gas station. All right, age 8, he'd be down there running the gas station. So 1938, he's running the gas station. His mom and brother are running the hotel, and his dad was the town marshal. So, yeah, he was, he learned and figured everything out a lot. And his grandmother wasn't easy on him either. She protected him, but she wasn't easy on him when he screwed up. Just allowing the kids to learn about life and giving them extra information about stuff like they're working on a project. That's not going to last forever. The stronger you build it, the better it's going to last. But things get broken, and then either you have to build it again, or you have to get a part-time job, buy the money, or earn the money to buy a replacement for it. So they understand they have a favorite little race car thing, remote controlled car, or whatever, and they ruin it. They need to understand, hey, I'm not just going to buy you a new one, especially if they're doing dumb things with it. Yeah. There are several companies out there, ranches that do summer groups out there. I know I've been watching all the reels on Facebook. I found 3 here in Idaho, in eastern Idaho. So when my grandkids get a little bit older, when they get 12, guess where they're going for summer vacation? Yeah. All right. I think hopefully I've gotten the point across on this, and everybody understands the importance of starting to teach the kids about preparedness and how disasters, emergencies, and life brings bad things sometimes, and you need to teach them about it and get them prepared for it, so you don't have a whiny crybaby. I just thought of another reel. I wish I'd saved it. It's from the Andy Griffith Show, Mayberry, and all that. And the kid's in there. I mean, I'm watching the reel. I was watching the reel. I'm going, wait a minute. This looks like what's happening today. The kid was a spoiled brat. And he was riding his bicycle on the street, on the sidewalk fast and knocking things over and causing problems. He'd been warned about it and warned about it by the sheriff. And finally, the sheriff confiscated the bike. And the dad is he's such a sensitive kid and stuff. And Andy he just kind of just gently laid it out, blah, blah. He needs to be taught this, that. And the kid goes on the desk, I want my bike. And he looks up at dad. He goes, I got a real nice woodshed out back. And dad goes, a woodshed? A real woodshed? A real woodshed? Yes. Son, we're going to walk out back. Hey, Gunslinger, how's it going? So that's something that's not taught anymore is the use of the woodshed. I like that video today on the 3,000 watt lifetime inverter. That thing, you're right. That thing is a beast. If you guys want to see it, go check out Gunslinger's channel. It came out came out about an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes ago. All right, so I'm gonna give you a heads up of what's coming up here. And I'm going to wrap it up a little early tonight. All right, so Monday night on Camp Patton Family Compound, we're kicking off the second year of home food preservation and stuff with human-powered food processing. And I got some great tools here to show you some of the human-powered things for food processing, as well as a bunch of pictures. On Tactical Tuesday, we're talking about the future of grid-connected solar. Thursday night is the Midnight Ride. Next Friday is what vegetables can you grow without sunlight? Hey, we're in the fall, winter. Winter's right around the corner. Yeah, winter's 1 month and 7 days away, 6 days away. And if you're doing indoor gardening, we're going to be talking about that stuff. It's easier to grow indoors because you don't have the bright sun. And let's see, next Saturday is supply chain. The supply chain and customs and tariffs. And I've already been getting emails from people and even questions in some of the chats. So I mentioned this, what's coming up, asking about what's going to happen when Trump starts putting the tariffs on. Well, that's what we're going to talk about then. And we're going to throw up some possibilities. And we're going to, see what's going on. But yeah, so that's coming up on next Saturday here. All right. So remember, everyone, stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps: water, food, medicine, clothing. Learn a new skill every month and try growing an indoor garden. Starting January 1st, we're going to be doing the 2025 Indoor Garden Food Challenge, where we're going to weigh out what you grow during 2025, or I should say harvest during 2025, because you can start growing it now and start harvesting on January 1st. And got a bunch of Amazon gift cards to give away to the winners. All right. Oh, and Gear Grinding 19 just showed up. Hey, Gear. So everyone, see you around, and take care, and have a good Sunday tomorrow.